Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Clinton Howell Team's Weekly Market Update. I'm your host, Clinton Howell. We got our little co-host here, Teddy Bear Howell, an official real estate barker. We've got our fresh spring haircuts here, looking all ready to go. So, what the Howell is going on? Let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to start off with some information that I got here in front of me from the RBC Economics Department. Bank of Canada meeting recap. Vigilant but patient. Okay, as expected, the Bank of Canada held the overnight rate at 2.25% at its third meeting in 2026, a fourth consecutive hold now at this rate. Not unexpected. And reiterated that should the central bank's base case economic outlook hold true, a policy rate close to current levels remains appropriate. So, we've had all this uncertainty, all these changes in the market, in the economy, the global picture. So it makes sense the Bank of Canada has been holding tight. And so far, so good. You know what? Things are fairly steady. Now, let's talk real estate. Real estate markets have been picking up. They've been doing okay. It's been a pretty decent spring market so far. In the Burlington area, we've got listings on the rise somewhat. 603 active listings in Burlington right now. 178 sales in the past 30 days. Pretty consistent over the past few weeks. And we're seeing about 3.5 months of supply. So the amount of supply is gradually coming down, about 3.5 months right now. And absorption rates at about 46%, so pushing toward balanced, still slightly favoring buyers, but pushing toward that balanced side. Semi-detached were the real star of the show in the past 30 days with an 83% absorption rate. So seller's market in the semi-detached department. What's happening in Hamilton? We've got, again, listings have increased slightly, 2,077 active listings, up from last week a little bit. 449 sales in the past 30 days, so pretty consistent again. Actually, it's increasing a little bit. We've got about 4.5 months worth of supply in Hamilton, which is pretty much where it's been, but it is starting to decline. It is decreasing somewhat. It's still a buyer's market in Hamilton, 37% on the absorption rate. The most successful category right now is the detached homes, but they're still sitting in buyer's market territory at about 40% absorption, but that seems to be the most popular category at the moment. In the Oakville area, we've got 377 active listings, which is up a little bit from a couple weeks ago, down slightly from last week. 85 sales in the past 30 days, so fairly slow in Oakville still. 4.5 months worth of supply, so fairly high amount of supply, and still a buyer's market in Oakville. 36% on the absorption, which is up a little bit from 29% last week, but it's still very much a buyer's market in Oakville, which means it's good news in some ways. For buyers, it's especially good news. You're able to put conditions of home sale, possibly condition of finance, condition of inspection. You can get these things, more room for negotiating. If you're buying and selling in the same market, you're usually good, unless you're making a drastic change, then sometimes it's not the best. But there is advantages to this kind of a market as well. Most successful category right now, again, semi-detached in Oakville seems to be the most popular. Typically, we're seeing, 3 to 4 weeks for the most successful transactions happening, and we're seeing, 2 months plus in a lot of cases for some listings, especially if they came out with pricing a bit on the high side. It's quite common, to want to come out a little bit higher, to leave a bit of negotiating room. And in this current market, the best strategy is to have precision pricing and try and keep negotiations tight. If you have any questions for me, please reach out. Always love to hear from my fans. And if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, on Sunday, the Rotary Spring into Action Run and Walk is going to be amazing at Bronte Park. Sign up today. You can't go wrong. I'll be there. We're the sponsor for pancakes. We'll be giving you free pancakes and maple syrup with our crew. And it's a great day. So come on out and support some good causes. Capillary Wave for mental health, and Rotary Burlington North Foundation supporting all kinds of amazing local and international initiatives. Hope to see you there.